My name is John Gates, and I've been asked by Gordon Richiusa to talk about teaching. Uh, a little bit about myself. I'm a retired soldier, having served 22 years in the United States Army, and taught in the Army, and also taught during my almost 35 years of martial arts experience. Um, what I'd like to talk about is we're all teachers, whether you're a parent or a supervisor or a coach or in a traditional classroom. Um, I'd like to talk about teaching the fundamentals and getting back to the basics. Traditional teaching is not just a job, but a calling. Like being a professional soldier, teaching is not about getting rich. It's about being unable to see yourself doing anything else. So one of the points in teaching the fundamentals is teaching the standard and not the time. If a subject's worth teaching, it's worth teaching correctly. It's not about filling a space or about teaching the subject within a time constraint. Students deserve more than that. Do we really want our students and our population to operate at the 60 to 70% mark? The teacher's success is based on what the student learns. Throughout the last many years, teachers have operated on a bell curve, understanding that a small percentage of their classroom would probably exceed the standards and be A students. A small percentage of the classroom would fail the standards, and the majority of their classroom would operate within the 60–80% range. So what if a teacher expected all of their students to operate at the 90% range, or even better? So this goes back to teaching the standard, ensuring all students learn all of the information that's being presented. One of the payoffs, if teachers don't teach for money, one of the few payoffs that teachers have is that light bulb moment with the students. When they see the excitement boil up inside the students, or they see their faces light up, and the student gets it. To most lifelong teachers, professional teachers, this is what they teach for. So one of the keys to teaching correctly is to lay down a foundation. Just as in building a house, you can't erect the walls or put the roof on top unless you have a solid foundation. If the foundation that you build is weak, then the rest of the house will be unstable. Going back to teaching the standard, it's more important to lay down a solid foundation in which to build on rather than rushing to introduce more advanced knowledge. One example of this is you can't learn algebra without knowing inherently how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. They build on each other. You have young people today that, if they're behind a cash register and it's not working properly, can't figure out how to give you the correct change when you buy something. Something's wrong with that. So focusing on the basics. Everything we do is built on basic knowledge. To be an expert in something is not magic. There is no secret or esoteric knowledge to learn. To be an expert in marksmanship, you master the basics of sight alignment, trigger squeeze, and breathing. To be an expert black belt, you master the basics and demonstrate a working knowledge in those basics. So in school, there are important core basics. Reading, being able to gather information from a source, whether it's a book or the internet. Writing, being able to share your ideas with other people. and arithmetic, and those are what need to be focused on. While I love the idea of children learning more than I did when I was in school, I'm concerned that they are doing so at the cost of neglecting the core fundamentals. We are neglecting the teaching of thinking in our children. That critical thinking of being able to see past A, B, and see all the way to Z. I understand the time saved by using tests, multiple choice tests that have little bubbles to shade in. It makes it easier to grade and less time consuming. I get it. What it does not do, though, is make children think. We are neglecting children in the long run for the short-term gain of convenience. Our children and our future deserve more than assembly line educations. Our children deserve educators that are excited and motivated, and an education that actually prepares them for the future. Thank you.